All
Look,
right.
I'm rocking my t-shirt, my black
Yes.
hat.
It is. Freedom, baby.
Entrepreneurship.
There it is, freedom. Hello,
Yeah.
everyone. Thank you, Lord, for this day. This is Monday.
Happy
August
Monday.
the 19th. Hey, Tish.
Hey, girl. We back.
We are here. We are here.
Made it.
Once
Another Monday
again.
in the house.
Oh, goodness. Thank you guys so much. I am Maria Lee Driver. This is a Rizzo Shea podcast. And I want to say welcome to everybody that watches us on Monday. We just do our thing. I am the creator of Rizzo Shea All Natural Body Butter. And I just started humble beginnings in the kitchen, and the rest is history. I went from one store in Whole Foods to 23 stores. And I've been just traveling, but my background is cosmetology and barbering, just like Tish. And, we met when I moved to Georgia, and unbeknownst to us, once we met, it didn't seem like we didn't know what was going to happen. It just happened magically over the years. And she has her story, how all that transpired. But I just want to say thank you, God, for putting us together, because now we actually do a podcast. We do a podcast. I sell my products at her salon. We bounce things off each other. Heck, whatever comes up, I pick up the phone and say, Tish. So it's just a beautiful, coming together reunion, and it was not a 180, it's a 360, because I've left Georgia twice, and twice.
That's right. I keep forgetting that.
And
we're always meeting up somewhere.
On just like did she really leave? Yeah, she was gone.
I forget that you left, but you did.
No, that's right. So I'm just saying, it's what's meant for you is for you. Absolutely. And I just want to thank God for bringing this young lady in my life. We have such a great time every Monday. Last Monday we had a wonderful time just talking about how we got into cosmetology. And tonight I'm going to share, and hopefully we'll have our special guest come on tonight, Akyra Thompson, so she can finish part 2 of the interview. But so I want to introduce you to my girl Tish. She's going to come and she's going to introduce herself, tell you what she does and how we got together, and then I'll just go into the story.
All right. Well, thank you, Maria. Your intro is always so enlightening. I mean, I love to listen. It's as if I've never heard it before.
Try to keep it spicy and juicy.
Oh, yes. Love it. Well, yes, you've heard her correctly. My name is Letitia D. Allen Joseph, and I own and operate a hair salon right here in Tyrone, Georgia. I've been a part of this community since 2016, but with the years of experience, over 34 years in the industry, I found myself in Atlanta, in the outskirts of Atlanta, 2011 when we moved here, and been servicing the community. I wouldn't say from day one. I came here, with the hopes of helping my husband open up his business. And lo and behold, I ended up opening up my own salon. That was not the agenda, but the book and the chapter changed. And so we are currently writing our own chapters each and every day, new chapters. And we walk into them with grace. So I am honored to be here tonight alongside Maria Lee Driver, who is extremely passionate and creative. This girl that made this amazing shade that I have just so happened to fall in love with and been using it for the last 7.5, almost 8 years, since 2016. And, she spoke earlier about relocating. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot, because we would meet up. I would call her and be like, okay, are you in town? What, you in town? Okay, meet me at such and such. And so we would create locations. So
That's right, we did.
my skin was saying, you need it. So I'm so grateful that her product has made my skin what it is today. It absolutely helps me in so many ways and throughout the seasons. It's amazing. So when I don't have it, my body lets me know. So I want to thank you, Maria, for making sure that my skin
You are
feels
so welcome.
beautiful. It stays, with a natural glow. And trust me, I've tried others, and they pale in comparison. Even moisturizing lotions, my skin is like, no, ma'am. Mm-mm. Um, I have shared in previous videos that what I would have to use to make up the equivalence of Maria's Shea is, I would have to use like a Eucerin, Vaseline, and lotion. Y'all know Eucerin is thick, okay?
Wow.
And the lotion would be just for the scent, because it wasn't doing anything else. The Vaseline was to give me my glow, okay? So I am mixing concoctions. I said I'm a mixologist, had to be in my former life, because I'm over here mixing just to get the equivalence of what the Orizo Shea body butter does. So now I just have one product that I can apply to my skin, and my skin is happy. So once again, thank you. Thank
You're
you.
so welcome. You're so welcome. That was God. That was God.
Mm,
I didn't set out to make a product when I moved to Philadelphia. I actually set out to, I didn't want to do hair, period, anymore. I thought I was done. Like,
well,
I took a whole year off, and that comes with investments that I could
mm,
afford to do that. And then when I decided to do it, I got back into the salon far as with children. And I said, I'm in a safe haven now. And then I started making a product for the kids. And the rest is history. It was not planned. I didn't set out to make a product. I didn't set it was just it was a purpose and a need.
mm,
And that's what happened. That is the honest
mm.
God. And I thank God that He gave me the talent, the wisdom, and the understanding of what I was doing, because
Yeah.
I did not know what I was doing, but He showed me, He guided me,
Mm,
and it put me on the map. That my product took me places I never thought about going. I shipped to places that I've never been before in my life. Um, it's opened up so many conversations. It has helped so many thousands and thousands of people, whether it's through eczema, psoriasis, cancer patients to have skin issues, lupus clients, people who diabetic. You guys scratch and itch, and you put the Real Shea. It just takes that all away. It just make the skin. It just I don't use the word healing, but it speeds up the process on your skin so fast that it shuts it down. And it doesn't make it go away. And I tell people, eczema, psoriasis, that's your dermatologist. But I'm talking topical. I'm talking anything topical, and it really helps out with the topical. So totally blessed with it. Thank you, Lord. Every day for it. I use it every day from head to toe. Yeah, so they say you the walking billboard. I am. I am. Whether my hair is natural or is it straight, the healthiness of my hair, my skin, um, I use it everywhere, everywhere. And me and Tish, you started off with the feet. Remember? You said,
mhm.
and that's how I. Someone told me it worked on their feet very well. And I was like, your feet? Well, why you have the feet? I created for the hair. How you get down to your feet? Man, when I say baby feet, oh my goodness. Matter of fact, I
It's
go to
true.
my pedicure tomorrow. Well, and when she pull out her Puma stone, she put it right back. She do it like this. She said, "Oh, I forgot." She put it right back.
Oh,
I've
yes,
never
it's amazing for the feet. Yes.
had at all. Puma stone had never touched my feet ever. And
Mm.
as when I created a Riz O'Shea, it definitely didn't touch it.
Mm.
Feet feels just like the palm of my hand.
Yes.
Tish will tell you, she's a
Hmm.
true witness. It feels just like the palm of my hand. I wouldn't have it no other way.
Yeah,
That's
I can attest to that myself. Like I said, when I was hearing people say, "Oh, I love it from my heels," and so that was the first area. I was like, "Oh, okay," thinking, and I'm like, "How you gonna isolate this just to your heels?" I need this all over because it
all
really
over.
did an amazing job for the sole of the foot and for the heels. So absolutely.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I just, it's blessings on top of blessings. I always say that. And I just, I think even look at this. Look at the product bought me a podcast. What? Think about that. And our viewership, I want to thank everybody that be watching us on Monday night and the feedbacks. Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Thank you guys
Mm.
so much. I'll be sharing it with Tish. We're talking about beginning what it begins with H and then R. That's what I used to say when I first opened a salon. I said, only thing I know is what begins with H and then R. And to find somebody that we're on the same level, we think the same way when it comes down to the passion that we have
Yes.
for our hair first, then for everybody else. Because see,
Right.
you gotta start home.
Yeah.
You don't take care of your hair,
Yeah. That says a lot.
I'm gonna sell that to you. That's just
Hmm.
like, I'll never forget. I was going through, I guess, a change in my life, and I got all these pimples all on my face. I had fibroids, and my body was rejecting it. It
Okay.
was coming out in my skin, and I remember like it was yesterday, and my face just broke out. I've never had acne. I never had anything on my face, and I was crying. I was crying.
Mm.
And then I said, well, I got to go to Whole Foods and do the demo. And I had a friend of mine say, why would you go to do a demo with your face looking like that? I was like, but I gotta sell and you think I'm gonna buy something from you?
Mm. Mm.
And right then and there, that's when reality set in. You are your product. You are what you push. You are the seller. You
Yeah.
have to look the part. All of
Yes.
it.
Yes. It's vital because that's the first thing, it's the first contact, that whoever you're sharing your knowledge with, they're gonna look straight at you like, oh, so do you use it?
Mhm. Exactly.
How does it work for you? And you're like,
and,
if you didn't
and,
use
and, you,
it,
and my face was tore up, and I had to actually stop doing demos and Whole Foods until my skin cleared up, because
mm,
I was scared that that was going to actually be an issue. Because
deter people. Yeah.
yeah, I'm telling you about it. It clears up, and I'm in there look like it was bad. It was really bad. I remember
Mm.
crying. I was like, I've never cried on my skin like that. And the doctor said it was because I had the fibroids, and it was trying to readjust to my body, and everything and anything I was doing, everything was showing, it was coming out, and it came out on my,
Wow.
and I was not happy. I was so glad
Mm.
it went away. But yeah, so if you're going to be passionate in the world of cosmetology, we are passionate about that.
Yeah.
And me and Tish, and I mean, we got zillions of stories we could tell you. But
Over
we,
the years, absolutely. They accumulate.
yeah, we narrow it down on Mondays just to so you can vibe. If you got questions, we love to answer your questions. But we're giving you our opinion. We're
Yeah.
giving you our experience. We're not, bringing out the book and putting things verbatim. We're actually giving you that knowledge that we got from experience
Yes.
and in the salon, communicating with our clients.
Yes.
And, you know, that's why last week when I had my little cousin, Akyra Thompson, on, and I told Tish, I says, you know what? We can talk about having the salon from back in the 90s and the 2000s, but we want to know what the young people are doing today. And we talk about natural hair because now I'm on sabbatical for 2 years. I wear my hair natural. Um, But to have a natural salon was just, it's impressive to me that that's the only thing you do. You don't do no relaxing. You do color. She does color, but she doesn't do any relaxing. She just keep the hair natural. And I thought that was very impressive. So when we decided to do this topic, because Tish came with the subject, because this is what we do, this is our passion. I said, Tish, let's bring some, that generation. Is that Generation X? What is that? Is that Generation X? Is she I think she's Generation X. I don't know. Whatever she is, she's younger than we. And she brings a whole different spin. And but at the end of the day, guess what? Hair is hair.
Mm-hmm.
We know
you got to know your stuff. Okay.
That right there.
Because they're coming. With questions.
That's right. They're gonna come. That's
and
right.
Concerns.
That's right. But how she got started, it's just like I said, humble beginnings, and it got so good last week. I'm gonna let her finish out tonight because we had to put a pin on it because we was all in it. I was like, this might take from an hour show. We might have to go into a 2-hour show. I should come back. She's waiting for us, and then if I don't get a chance to talk about it tonight, that is okay. We got another Monday, and I'll just share about my passion. But tonight, I want her to finish. And if you guys got any questions, please. We're on Instagram Live, but Instagram, I'm here to tell you, I love you with all my heart. When I put her on, I can't share a third screen. So I need for you to leave Instagram and go subscribe
over to YouTube.
That's right. Just come on over to YouTube. Anyway, the only reason we're doing this because we can, but eventually we're going to stop doing Instagram and we're going to actually do everything to YouTube. So go to Aria's O'Shea on YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see everything that she's talking about, and then you can see my lovely cousin Akyra. You can see her. So without further ado, I'm going to bring her on because I know she's a busy mom. She has, is it 4 kids? Is it 3 or 4, Akyra?
It's 4 like us.
Oh, it's 4. That's right. We had the 12. Yeah, we had the 12 pack last week. 4. Yeah. So she's a busy young mom, so I don't want to keep her up too late. So I'm going to bring her on now, and we're going to pick up from where she left off, but I need for her to introduce herself, and we're going to go from there, okay? So, Akyra, I'm going to bring you on to the stage. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hey, welcome back.
I appreciate it.
Look at her, the old pretty smile.
Adorable.
Yes, look at you.
And I promise not to keep you guys all night long.
Oh, we already know. We know 10 o'clock. Trust and believe. Our biological clock will like bing, and you like that, like anything go. Right. You ain't got to worry about keeping us up because we already know. All right, that's what we letting you go now, so we know. How are you today, sweetie?
I'm good. It's been a busy day, but it's good. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me again. Like I said, I really appreciate it.
No, that thing was so juicy last week, girl.
You get us all like.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. Hold it. Can you come back?
Yes, that was awesome. Yeah, I'm excited about tonight.
Yes, and it just
continuation.
And I just it's just your story is like so many, but it's unique within itself because we are unique individuals. But the fact that you have embraced all those changes and you can speak about it, because a lot of people won't speak about the real deal. They want to give you the fluff. They want to pretend and want you to think that they have it going on like this, and it's not. It is not. No, listen. The most successful person in the world, he can tell you he had his ups and downs, or she can tell you they had the ups and downs. Now, will they share them? Sometimes, and sometimes not. But when you share, Akyra, that helps other people, because even though it's a hurdle, you jumped over the hurdle and kept moving. You just stopped. So I just want to commend you on that. It's in your blood. So you cut, that's what we do over here. And then right, Tish, we knock me down. I bounce back up. What? Up and gone. Like what happened to it? She's doing her thing. So I
Yeah.
just want you to know how much we appreciate you for being
So
on
much.
with us. That's number one.
Mhm.
Number two, sharing your story, because somebody needed to hear your story last week. That's why they're coming back on again this week so they can hear it. So I just want to say thank you. So introduce yourself again, talk about your salon, and then if I don't know if you remember where you left off, but we had gotten to the point where I think you might remember. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
let you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, girl. Go ahead.
So hey, I'm Akyra Thompson. I have a salon in Williamsburg, Virginia called Wholeness Hair Clinic, where we specialize in holistic hair care for all hair types, especially curly hair types and those who are suffering with alopecia. We allow beauty and style and wellness to coexist. Um, we're talking about how I got my start with cosmetology. And just a 2-second recap, I started in high school. My high school is in a small country town in Virginia called Gloucester. Our high school had a cosmetology program that started when I was in ninth grade in 2006. Fast forward, I had a couple booth rental situations that didn't work out. And where I left off last week, I was talking about how during one of those salon stints as a booth renter, I actually became homeless after divorcing from my first husband. And so during that time, I transitioned into a transitional home for homeless women and children. So I was pregnant with my third at the time when we first moved in and had two others. And during that time, I was still working in the salon, still, business as usual. I talked about last week how I felt like I had to pretty much cut off a switch when I went to work, turn it on, and then turn it off when you go home, because you want to still create a atmosphere of relaxation and rest for your clients, and you don't bring your personal life into the salon. I feel like that is just such one of their standards of cosmetologists is that you don't bring your stuff into the salon with you.
That's
You
right.
leave it at home.
Mm-hmm.
And so during that time, I was still trying to build my business. I remember like having to only like buy one box or a couple boxes of color a week. So whoever's on the books, that's what I bought for, because times are like so tight. And one of the things I wish I had been taught in school is about how to like be a booth runner and basically run your own business, even though you're in a salon. That's not something that, is touched on very much. So that was one of the things I feel like could have really helped me like through that time, and maybe even like assisting until I could get on my feet. So I know I plan to later on like go back and talk about that when I finally put that into place to help others, because it's such a hard field to be in when you don't have a lot of guidance and you're trying to do your thing, as an artist and trying to be independent, but you have that admin side that's not so beautiful and not so creative. And so for a lot of us who are creative, we don't do well with the numbers.
Mhm.
So that's one of the things that I struggled with during that time. Upon my completion of Natasha House, which is the transitional home I stayed in, and they're located in Yorktown, wonderful organization who help moms stabilize their finances and learn how to become homeowners and learn credit repair and all of that. While I was there, that allowed me time to kind of rest and relax and just recalibrate what I wanted to do, not only for my personal life, but for my career. And I decided, like, okay, I think that one day I want my own salon. I want to create my own atmosphere. I want to set things up the way I want. I want to only use holistic hair care products. During this time, I had kind of given myself a little time to research about the toxic chemicals that are in our hair care products, especially black hair care products, which really like just irks my soul that a lot of things that are marketed to us are so bad for us. So during that time, I created my business plan and I came up with the name Wholeness Hair Clinic, actually as an ode to Natasha House, because one of their creed or their motto is that they are a bridge to wholeness, and which meaning they allow women to come and to stay and heal and to become one with their body, soul, and mind. And I wanted to take that back to my salon, what I was going to create, because they had done that for me. And so now I wanted to share that with the clients and those who sit in my chair. Um, And so during that time, I was able to kind of conceptualize my whole salon. And even though this was like 2016, and then Wholeness Hair Clinic didn't come into fruition until 2020. So I had the plan, like the Bible says. I wrote it down and made it plain, and
Mhm.
then just kept it in my heart for the right time. Upon my completion of Natasha House, I moved into a barbershop, which is something that was like totally new. I left my booth rental salon to booth rent at a barbershop because in my mind, I was like, okay, I want to be well rounded as a cosmetologist. I want to know all these different sides. I got the basics down with hair cutting. I went somewhere else and learned how to do color, and now I'm going somewhere else so I could learn how to do some more barbering work. That was a fabulous experience. That was another location in Gloucester that I actually came on as a manager and helped to create that business. And so I was like, okay, God, I see what you're doing. You put me in a position to where I can see now the behind the scenes of
Mhm.
running a salon. So I'm like,
Yes,
okay,
Mhm.
yes,
I see
yes.
you. You
Mhm.
orchestrating, okay?
Mhm.
So that was
Nice.
super cool. I had the opportunity to just make hiring decisions, set the atmosphere for the salon, or for the barbershop, market, and just be visible in the community. And it was such a beautiful experience to see that side of it too. And also, the pretty side, the fun side, but also like the not so good side, and having to let people go and having to
Mhm.
have those hard conversations about technical skill or even demeanor towards customers. Um, and as most of us know, like even though I was the only stylist there, I took men and I took women. And so I continued what I was doing already, but I leaned more into natural hair. I was doing more of natural styles, moving away from relaxers. And some of my old clients would like laugh and be like, you know what? I just realized I ain't had a relaxer in a year. And I was like, that's okay. It's all right. You still look good though, right? So I was like
That's cute.
secretly tricking people into going natural, and they'll laugh about it now. But like, I'm only natural because you refuse to do a relaxer. And I was like, well, how's it working for you? It's like, hey, right? It's like, hey, okay. So before I knew it, I probably had only like 4 relaxer clients left. And I found that their hair was getting more and more healthy the less that we did them. And I said, well, if something is, I'm on to something. And no shade to people who, do relaxers and love them. I'm full, I'm full support of people who do what's best for their lifestyle. Yes. But when we're talking about health and, like the research that is now being done connected to fibroids and alopecia and all of
Mm,
these different things, I mean, I can't help but say, hey, like, do you want your life or do you want a hairstyle?
Mhm.
Which one are we doing? What's more important to you? So I've been having those conversations with a lot of my clients during that time. And for a lot of them, they did switch. A lot of them, they didn't. And that was okay. Um, but I was happy to be able to do more than just hair. I care more about what this style looks like. I care more about than an aesthetic. I want you to be whole in every way, inside and outside. And so being there and leaning more into having the ability to create the atmosphere and create the marketing and just set up a business for success really helped me to see, okay, I think I'm ready to do my own thing. And so after 2 years there, I left and I opened Wholeness Hair Clinic during the pandemic of 2020. So
Hmm.
I was crazy.
wow.
Crazy
Amazing.
brave is what I say. Crazy brave. So November of 2020, I opened Wholeness Hair Clinic. And the pandemic actually really gave me that time to really go full force into planning everything that came along with it during that short period of where stylists and salons were shut down. I was at home writing and putting things together and saving my PPP and saving my stimulus so I could open this business. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna blow this. I ain't gonna blow this, Lord. Let's do it. Because that was the one thing that was holding me back was the financing. And I felt like if the God gives you a plan, he's gonna finance it. And I felt like that was his way of doing that for me. So I built out my salon in Williamsburg. It's just me. I don't have any technicians other than me at this time. But I've created a space where I feel like people of all cultures, hair textures are welcome. Anyone can sit in my chair and feel comfortable. I can assess whatever is going on with their hair, be it dryness, lack of protein, hair loss, just lack of curl definition. I'm doing it all, and I'm really proud to say I have literally worked with all hair types, and so it's so rewarding to me to have people sit in my chair who are ready to just jump in full force into accepting their natural hair and
Beautiful.
being okay to walk out into the world and show up as themselves. They don't have to feel like they have to put on something in order to
Mm.
be accepted. And that just means so much to me when I turn a client around and the chair, I'm like, oh, my hair can do that. And I'm like, yes, it can. We have curls. We all have curls. And what people don't realize is 75% of the world has curly hair, but we are made to feel like we are the odd man out. And it's crazy to
Mm.
me. But that is now my mission, is to heal the relationship, especially for Black women, with their hair. That is something that is near and dear to my heart. And that's like my new initiative, is to heal that relationship, because historically we have been shunned for our hair, having to cover it with wraps, having to wear it in certain styles, even, having to feel like we had the pressure to straighten it because of society. We have a lot of healing to do as a culture, and I want to be a part of that, because I
Mm.
feel like it is a total mind shift to be able to come out of that and say, hey, I'm going to get up today, and whatever my hair wants to do today, it's going to be all right. And we're going to do it, and we're going to walk out like we mean it. And it's going to be okay. And I'm going to
Yes.
love it, because this is
Yes.
fully me. So I feel like mentally, I would love to be able to just reach more people and be able to have these conversations about, even within our culture, how we even shame each other for what our natural hair looks like, and how we even have what I coined the term hair curl envy, because we are given these marketing messages that say, oh, if you use this, your curl will look like that, or it's supposed to look like that. And that's not the case. We all have our own curl identity. And so that's another hindrance that I feel that I'm seeing in the salon. People are expecting their curl to look like someone else's curl when it's not built for that. We're trying to make their hair do things that it's not meant to do. So my initiative now, being a stylist in the industry, is to really jump full force into getting people to realize that there is beauty in your hair, in every form, in every texture, in every shape. There's beauty in every facet of it.
Absolutely.
And so
Absolutely.
that's what Wholeness Hair Clinic is about. Even, even if you don't have much hair left, we're going to work with it. And whatever it's going to do, it's going to do. And we're going to love it, embrace it fully, and be our full, true selves, and show up in the world like we were created.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations,
Thank
Akyra. I'm
you.
so proud of you. Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Like,
Beautiful.
yes. And because Tisha's the natural girl. She is, I mean, I'm natural, but she actually do the natural styles in her salon.
Hmm.
So when I told her about you, she's like, really? I said, yes, you got to meet her.
Oh,
So I'm so
yes.
glad you came on, because she's embracing everything that you're saying, and anything you need to know about
Yes.
natural hair. I mean, she's had locks down to the back of her knees. I
Oh, wow.
She likes to
Back
say
of her
that,
knees.
and to the small of my back. You're gonna have people thinking I was
Oh,
dragging my locks.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. To the small of her back, but you got a cousin, which
Right.
is my son. He has his to the back of his knees. Okay, so I'm sorry, I just got it confused. All right, but I know
Right.
some people with some long hair.
Yeah,
Okay, all right, with
it's
long
long.
locks. And but then she transitioned. She cut her all of her off and start over, and then I've seen testimonies, and I talked to Tish about how some people have just undid their locks, and then
Hmm.
Yes,
ever experienced
that's a
anything like
thing.
that?
I've seen that. I've seen it. I haven't assisted in that myself, but I
Okay.
see that there is a trend that people are combing them out and starting to embrace their hair in that form as well, which I think is so cool and so patient, because I
Yes.
don't
Yes,
know if I
yeah,
could.
it's a lot of patience. A lot.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I had
So
somebody call like last week and ask me if I do that. I was like, no, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I
I know.
and see, that's the thing. And I appreciate you understanding. Know where you are, where you fit in. Know to
Yes.
say no. I mean, I didn't braid. I mean, this little 2-strand twist over here, this is something that I do with my own hair. But if I
Mhm.
want it done professionally, Tish, no, I don't have no problem. I pick up the phone and say, look, I need so and so so. But the
Yeah.
thing about it is, whatever, I mean, I didn't specialize in braiding, and of course I didn't do locks at all. But what I did, I made sure I perfected that where I could do it in my sleep.
Mhm.
Where you find some people that so, I don't like to use the word money hungry, but they're so driven financially that they'll say, "Oh, come on in, I can do it." No, very well they can't. They don't realize that that gives you not only a bad reputation, but then that says something about your character. What is it that you won't do for money?
Mhm.
Right. I had to learn that
Mhm.
early on. I made that mistake before trying to be what is it?
Everything
Jack
to
of all
everybody.
trades. Right.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
master of
A
none.
nun being a jack of all trades
And
and
it's
mastering up. That's right. Hmm.
yes, and it's so funny because I remember this is probably like maybe 2017. Like back then it was like if you were a black stylist and you can't braid, something wrong with you. And I'm like, excuse me. That's how, from what I experienced in the industry, it was like you're supposed to be able to braid. I'm like, I
No,
don't
I,
want to do
I never.
that.
I did my own, but I wasn't a braider. That
No,
was
There
not
were
it's
so
something
it's
many
a
that
women in
special.
cosmetology school that have never braided.
I.
And
Yeah.
for me, it was second nature. I had older sisters that braid, but for so many people, that's not their story. Nobody sat down and that wasn't a huge chapter in the cosmetology book. It was not.
It
It was
wasn't.
a very short blink. You're done.
Yeah, we went right over
You
that.
didn't know how to do
Right
it.
now, you were to look in the book. I mean, because
You wasn't really learning in school.
No.
and I think they just a basic braid. If they show you
Right.
that, I don't even remember if
Yeah,
they
that's
showed
why I said it was a
that.
blink chapter. It
And
wasn't
that
even.
was it. And
Yes.
you just
Yes.
so many things you didn't learn. But I just wish that they just taught more about on the business aspect.
Mm,
You learn, but you got to
Definitely.
learn some more. And all three of us can contest to that.
Hmm.
Because as having several salons, even though the business part was the same, you still had to adjust.
mm,
So when I had the kids salon, my money looked different. It came in a different kind of way because now I had to do add-ons where if the child came in and just had their hair shampoo, blow dried, and you just and did a couple ponytails and put some things, that's cool. But then suppose you had a child that came in and the mom wanted you to press it out, and then they wanted you to braid on this side, and now you got to do what you call add-ons because and
mm.
when I started doing hair, if you can't get a relaxer, that's getting a relaxer, shampoo, condition, trim, and that's a fee. Okay, bye. So you have to adjust whatever in this cosmetology field, it is so vast. Like it's so much you can do with it. But we needed that business part. And they should have that in there. I don't know why I don't even remember. I don't remember that being in there. It just talks about having your own salon or your own barbershop.
Hmm.
I don't, maybe the new books of today have it in there, but when I taught, they did not have that part in there. And that's very, very important because people do make this a business. Like I said, once I tell my story, you understand that that's not really, I wasn't trying to do a business. I was trying to do something else. That's why I took cosmetology and our hometown in Gloucester, Virginia. But your story resonates so much with especially your generation because you guys need to walk away from the chemicals, especially the relaxers. The reports are coming out for a reason, and I
Yeah.
do this in my heart that the relaxers of yesteryear is different than the relaxers of today. And I believe that the people are making them today that doesn't do not look like us. It's for money purposes.
Hmm.
So thinning it, they're adding more of something they shouldn't have in it, formaldehyde, and it's really causing issues. And ladies, if you want to be straight, you might have to just get a silk press. I know so many people don't want to hear that. But I'm here to tell you. And you just do it for a period of time. It's not something you have to have all the time. I've seen so many people lose their hair by having a silk press get the hair done every 2-3 weeks. And their hair kept thinning out and thinning out. And I said, but why is my hair breaking? Why is my hair falling out? Well, baby, if you go get your hair done every 2 weeks and you're doing the same technique each time, the heat doesn't change. The flat iron, I promise you, she ain't changing the temperature on the flat iron because that flat iron is set on 6 for everybody. She ain't do you and 6 for somebody else. She just plugged them in. Hey, we're keeping it real. We're cosmetologists. That's what it is. I kept mine on 6. Everybody I knew had 6 that wanted straight. We didn't go in there just that for you. We figured once we keep moving, it wasn't touching your hair. But as time went on, when you start seeing the hair disappear, something was wrong. And, some people don't like to tell the truth. You just need to say, give it a break. Yeah. And that's why I'm doing my 2-year sabbatical with no heat, just flat twist, wearing it natural, just no heat, and definitely no flat iron. Because I don't know. Tish saw the video. Did you ever see the video, Akyra, of me out there?
What happened?
I was trying to make the video. Y'all gotta go look at the video. It's on TikTok, it's on Facebook, and it might be on America's Funniest Videos because girl, I was telling the story of how how we damage our hair. And the reason I was doing a 2-year sabbatical, I can't pronounce it, sabbatical, is because of the simple fact, I'm just tired. I'm just the whole blow dry and the flat iron. And I was showing them how I was in here and I was showing them how the hair is stressed. Like you can see this is stressed hair. And this right here is the new hair that's coming in. You guys can see that, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing this, and I'm talking about how, you can take a lot of people say, just if you could take my head and turn it around because the hair in the back is nice and thick. Because, you ain't nobody doing nothing to the back. Look at that. Let's see, all nice and healthy.
It is popping.
So we done did all the damage in the front. Showing this, and then all of a sudden I hear some go, I lost it.
Back in the woods. It sounded like cicadas.
I was like,
what? Rattlesnake.
You gotta see it.
I think I did see that.
I got something like 14,000 views on TikTok. The thing
my Lord.
People were dying laughing because I didn't realize I had the phone on the tripod. And it was recording. And it recorded everything. It recorded me falling down, getting up, and running.
Man, what the hell?
You gotta see it, girl. I'm telling you, it'll make you holler. It is, every time I look at it, oh my God. And
this is the kind of publicity you need right now.
I'm like, I'm running. Yeah, and I'm running. I'm like, what the hell? And then,
look, all of her amazing appearances, it takes her falling outside, trying to run from a cicada or unbeknownst rattlesnake or something.
That's her claim to fame.
Listen, I'm telling you, I'm just going on, the hand and
it's so funny.
Right.
You should see in my face. It was,
I have to go.
Oh my goodness. It was
so from now on, videos in the house. No more outside.
Down south buzz or something else.
So I put for the love of hair. For the love of hair. I'm out there trying to show people, how to take care of your hair, and baby, oh my goodness! So I can't
break out.
I get picked up. I promise you, I'll definitely let you guys know. I'm sure I'm sending it in. I have to send it in. Yes,
you're about to go viral. I love it.
It's never for what you really want to go viral.
Never.
Ooh, wow. But you know what? I said, for the love of hair, I made my point. It's at arizoshay.com. Mm-hmm. My website, and people like, bing, 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 bing. They're like, okay, what's she selling? Let me find out what she's selling, okay? Oh God. But this has been, oh baby, really good. And so you've been in business for how long now? With your
So
own.
it'll be 4 years in November. Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah.
That's
And I'm
beautiful.
hoping to expand and build a team. I would love to, just share the things that I've learned and just, create a space where natural hair girlies feel great, and feel comfortable. Because I hear so many horror stories about people trying to even just get curly cuts and they end up butchered. And it's
Oh yeah.
still, I feel like our education in the industry has gotten better for natural hair. Still, lacking in some areas. I do wish there were more educated stylists, just for people who want to, wear their hair natural 90% of the time, and not, a lot of people, I noticed they are blow drying and flat ironing girls and then cutting and then restyling natural, which I don't agree with.
Yeah.
So
This is too much.
It's too
it
much.
But
is. It
what
is.
happens is they don't know how to put the right tension, and Tish can speak about that. The
Mm-hmm.
right
Yeah.
tension on that natural curly hair to
Mm-hmm.
actually trim it.
Right.
I always say
And
let
they're
it
not
live where
combing
it
to the
lives.
ends. They're
Mm-hmm.
not even taking the love and combing the hair to the end to see the end before they cut. They're cutting a bush in between their fingers. Therefore, you're cutting way more than allotted than what
Mm,
the customer is asking. Because, like I was sharing before in previous videos, when you comb that hair all the way to the end, I roll it above the finger, and you can see every end
right. That's
with
that's
a
how we was taught.
thorough. Right. So I'm like, why aren't they continuing this process?
Because they
But
weren't taught
they're
that.
rushing. They don't want to take the time.
Mm-mm.
And my
Mm-hmm.
thing is compensate yourself for your time. Your clients will applaud you and be so happy, and so will the hair. Because when they silk it out, they're like, oh, my hair is still a nice clean cut. And I let the clients know, no, this is my specialty. You don't have to get a blow dry in order for me to trim your hair if you
No.
wear it naturally curly.
Right.
That's the
Exactly.
one thing that I said I refuse to have to make the clients silk their hair out for a trim.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Lazy. Yeah, it's
yeah,
lazy.
my clients appreciate it. Like, oh, I don't have to blow dry my hair. No, man, come on, I got you. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and they could feel the difference. And I tell them, listen, 8 weeks, come back in 8 weeks. You're gonna start to see these splits. They're just gonna show up. That's what they do. It's the nature. Okay. And so when they see that, oh, I do notice a difference. By that, if I go past that 8th week, my texture starts to look a little dull. My tangles come back more aggressively. Clean, keep those ends clean. They notice the resilience of the hair.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so important, like you said, education. They don't know. And I was sharing with Maria before. I said, you know what? When you think about it, we've been licensed for 30 years,
Mm-hmm.
25, 30 years.
Amazing.
What era did we transition from? 30 years ago, okay, it was, we went from fro in the 70s, Jerry curl.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
There was no time where blowing the hair out in its natural state, wearing flat twists, that's something you did at the house.
Mm-hmm. That's
Right.
right.
Transition to
Uh-uh.
cooking.
Mm-mm.
But there was no era of embracing all
You
these
wouldn't come out the house looking like this. This
and
would never happen.
that
You
was transition.
what in the world? No,
Right.
you wouldn't
For
know,
these
honey. This
licensed
was no style.
stylists.
This was
Right.
no. This is horrible.
Yeah. If you've been licensed for 30 years, all you know is relaxer.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
right.
when the natural era kicked in, which was what, almost 10 years ago now,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Really kid-
a stylist of 30 years was clueless.
clueless.
makes sense.
And
Yes.
they knew how to blow natural hair dry. They knew how to use the blow dryer, and they knew how to use the flat iron. So when people say, you do natural hair, they would be like, yeah, I do it. But what they
Right.
did not know was that the levels of creativity that went with the curly texture. That's where the stylist and everybody was like, okay, I don't cut this because they've been cutting with relaxed hair. You know, I don't style this because they've been styling for 30 years. So I was fortunate, you know, when I was in cosmetology school, and once I got out, I was with the innovative salon that was doing a little bit of everything. And I was like, I'm not turning anything down. I want to learn how to do it all.
Yeah.
Whereas some people were like, oh, I only want to do this. I only want to do this texture. I only want to do these styles. And I would say, why are you limiting yourself? Like, I didn't understand that concept.
Right.
But once again, my purpose of going into it was a little different than most people.
Exactly.
You know, my approach to, okay, I want to make sure your hair is healthy. I want to make sure that I'm giving you 100% of me, my knowledge. I want to give you a little education behind it. So I kind of encompassed a lot of different things in my journey with cosmetology. It wasn't just, I just want to style your hair, make it look pretty. So I took it a little bit more serious, I took the level of understanding of hair, period, a lot more serious than most people just want to cut, style, and be done. But hair was so like complex. Textures were so complex.
Yes.
A lot of people didn't want to take the time to learn the complexity.
Oh no, because natural hair is time consuming. Now
It is.
Let's put that out.
Textures, it's not across the board. You know,
No.
Some of them you'd be like, oh, this is because the texture could be silky.
Because
what
happens with natural hair, it takes you out your comfort zone. Because everybody's hair texture is so different.
Mm-hmm.
You might can do Jennifer hair in an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Come over here to Maxine. Maxine is like, baby, you gotta put your hair that you gotta take time. First of all, you don't know what Maxine did to her whole head, since the last time you seen her.
Yeah.
Or this is the first time you ever seen Maxine. You have to train hair, and a lot of people don't get that. They miss the whole thing. The reason I could have 5 people at one time doing their hair, and it's just me, is because I had trained the hair.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that Ruby had to, she got her ass shampoo and blow dry, and I know she had to get a color, so I knew exactly where to put her under the dryer. Remember back in the day, you go in the salon and you saw the people
the relaxer era.
We knew the hair was trained, and those were our clients. The people who suffered, poor babies, was the new ones that was coming in, because now I have to learn their hair. But once I learn their hair, I can get you in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Natural hair is not like that.
Right.
It's not. It's disrespectful. It is not going to let you
Wait a minute.
And put it under the dryer and then you dump. No, baby, you got to work with that.
Yeah, so you can't.
It's
with
all,
the natural,
natural stylist.
She said, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, because and I'm talking from experience. I know, and tissue paper. I know if you do not keep water on this, if this right here get dry. Baby. That's a whole, it'll change it to a big monster. You got to put water on it. You got to break that hair back down, and you got to twist it real quick, because if not, it's going to do whatever it want to do. And then you can't.
You're fighting against it. It's like you got to, you're working backwards. I like to call it. You're working backwards. Now you got to wet it back down, as opposed to you can't just, for some textures, I noticed you can't put them on the dryer, like how you do a pre-twist and put them dry, let the air no, you got to take them from wet all the way to the point where it's doable, because a lot of times the texture won't allow you to let a little bit of that air hit it. I had my feelings many times. Ooh, girl, thinking I could just sit this client over here, thick hair, all natural. I'm like, okay, plastic cap. Even sometimes that hair say no, from the bowl to the chair. That plastic cap be like,
and everybody that don't have patience, they can't do that. Like when I had my kids salon, I could not have everybody in the kids salon. I had stylists after stylists after stylists. Oh, they were so good. Them kids sat in that chair and they wouldn't keep still, and they start hollering. Everybody is not cut out for that. So that's why, Akyra, I commend you. Tish, I commend both of you for even want to take on that task, because like I said, it takes me 6 hours to do my own hair. I can't imagine me in the salon trying to figure this out for somebody else.
I call them mega head babies. My mega head babies, I give them my 3 hours, and now I don't book anybody in their segment. I like to give them their time, because I know I don't want nobody rushing me. Or looking at me like, how much longer you gonna be? Because I got an appointment. Their time. I had to learn that in this era, because I know like the natural hair, it takes a little longer. And then, like you said, it depends on the texture. Some natural hair, I know, okay, that's an hour and a half. Some I'm like, okay, I know that's 3.5. You know, some I can know
Right.
that's 2 because I'm like familiar with the different textures and the types of hair, and it varies. It's like your thumbprint, it varies. But I have a few what you call mega hair babies, where it's super thick, super long, super heavy. Okay, you know that's gonna take longer than just the
Oh, that's
average
what,
hour and a
oh,
half. You know,
yes.
they
Yeah.
need my TLC from the start to finish. I
And
can't put
you,
anybody
mm-mm.
in their path while I'm working on them.
Mhm.
And I'm one of them. I'm one of them that you cannot let my hair dry out. I dry out, you be like, oh Lord, we gotta go back to the and I got a lot of hair. And that's what I'm saying. I commend both of you for even tackling that because natural hair is different. If you're used to somebody who's working in the salon that snip, snip, snip for 15 minutes, next, they're not messing with that. They cannot mess with natural
Oh
hair
yeah, that
because
psyche won't allow them.
no.
They're like, oh, I'm not doing that because they're watching someone like me and Kyra take the time to section, subsection, and then subsection to subsection because you know with certain textures you're gonna have to do that, and they're like, oh, I don't have time for that, but I love it. Like it's fascinating. I have this cute saying when you have a newborn baby that cries. And everybody in the room is like, well, that mama, please shut that baby up. But that new mother's saying, that's life. I'm hearing because they understand what they went through to bring forth that life. And that baby carry, you don't know if that baby gonna make it. But when you hear that cry, you're like, that's life right there. My baby is 5. Somebody else in the room be like, oh my God, that baby, I can't take it. Well, that's how I see new growth and thick hair. When people say, oh my God, it's so nappy, I just can't take it. When I put my hands in, I'm like, no, this is life. This is healthy hair. I embrace this. This is what I like. So stop bashing your hair. I got this, you know. And then once they realize, like, oh, she really liked this. She really.
It's so funny when they do that. They're like, oh, you think this is yes.
I'm like,
do.
yeah, this is what we yes.
And
embrace it. You're showing the love. You are showing them the love that they're missing.
Right.
Because once you teach them what they have is okay, it's all right, it's beautiful, baby.
Yeah, they have a whole new perspective.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it clicks in here for them, and then they're looking at themselves in the mirror so differently, and they're starting to that self-love, and that's what I love to see. It's indescribable.
Yes. Give me the life. Give me the nap. Give it to me. Because I'm
about
to break
that word at Holders Hair Clinic. We don't.
Yes, listen. I
or
try.
Disrespectful, Maria.
Right. Give me the kink. Give me the coil. Give me the nap. Because some textures are. You have your zigzag. I don't know, Akyra, you run to the zigzag.
I see all of it. Zigwag. Look, I don't do that for B3C.
No.
I don't even play with that. I'm like,
I have my color wheel. I said my texture wheel. I said, listen, we got at least 8 textures, so you can't be a 4C. Trust me.
Everybody thinks it's a 4C too. Everybody thinks they're a 4C. It's so funny.
No. Sorry to burst your bubble, but you're not a 4C. No, ma'am. And when they look at the wheel, because Mazzani, I used to work for Mazzani, and they have a patent. You got to get. I have to send it to you. It's a patent texture wheel.
I've seen it.
Baby, when I break that down and say you were 8.
They be like,
an
8.
And they see it like they visually like, oh, that's me right there. Yes, that's you. 4C is over here. That's not you. So, once you re-educate, you got to take the YouTubeology out of it because,
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That's another show. We got to do that.
Yeah.
Talk about YouTube, girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I hear one more person talk about how they learned off of YouTube to do something, oh my goodness.
That's what we're battling up against right now is YouTube educators.
Absolutely.
Who are
my number one thing. If you cannot touch and feel, you can't do a proper assessment of texture.
I agree. And the crazy thing is, even though we have all this beautiful array of textures, essentially everybody needs the same thing: moisture.
Yeah.
Amen.
And the
Hydration.
products
That's
lie.
right.
So they're
Gotta be
thinking, oh,
hydrated.
use this one for your texture, but you haven't felt my texture. So how do you
Exactly.
know? You can't go by the visual.
Mm-mm.
You have to touch it and feel
That's
it. And if you can't touch and feel, you cannot give a proper assessment on what product to use. Because a
Mhm.
lot of times these products are so diluted for the masses, for large consumption, for consumers, they're not giving your texture the proper moisture that it needs. You need professional, concentrated product that you can find at a salon. A lot of times, over the counter stuff, it starts off amazing, and then you keep using it, and next thing you know, oh, it's not the same. Baby, they don't change that formula on you because they realize, oh, more people are buying. I gotta, the demand is greater, so they change the product. Smells the same jar, but guess what? It's responding to your hair differently. We are
But
we out of time.
listen, we have time. We have time, y'all. I knew it was gonna happen. So, Akyra, you are listen. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and
Thank
we
you
will
guys.
definitely have you back on again. I see
Absolutely.
Whitney, your friend Whitney, she joined. So,
Hey,
Whitney, we want to have you
Whitney.
on because I know you retired now. You're not doing the hair anymore, but I would love to have you on as a
Yeah.
guest, the younger generation. But I just want to say thank you guys so much. And Akyra, we
Love
appreciate it
y'all.
for
Thank
you.
you.
If you need us for
You
anything,
are
we just a phone
beautiful.
call away. Much success. We want you to get your
Much.
Yes.
God bless
25,
you.
30 if you want it. If you want it. Now, if you want it, I'm just letting you know it's out there.
So much. I appreciate y'all. It's been
Gotta
some
catch it and
fun.
grab it, which she already has.
That's right. So with that, we're gonna go ahead with our freedom. We're gonna rock up out of here. And until next Monday, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I love it bounce.
All right.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you, ladies.
Good night, everyone.